rehab.
Oh man, Lord forgive me, people. Bear with us. So we're ending our rendezvous here in Virginia. What part of Virginia you guys in?
Crew. South Central. VA.
South Central.
South Central VA.
I don't know why I'm here.
Oh,
It
About an hour
is.
west.
We're South Central VA.
We're about an hour west of Richmond.
look, Gina makes up a lot of things on Parody Mind. So at any we're about to walk you guys through, for one, potentially making an investment in a wondfro machine. Two, drawing blood. Chris put me on to someone in Dallas, Texas, who will do a progesterone test for relatively cheap. Challenge is you got to bring your own blood. I don't know how to draw blood, so I'm going to learn today. Because I know for one thing, we're going to cut that cost. I've showed you our receipts. $98 at Josie, $38 there. For the breedings we're going to do, might as well buy the machine. Plus, we can do a lot of other stuff with the information. So, tell them the things they should be mindful of. When, like, hey, the female, we think she's in heat. Why do you think this girl's in heat right now?
Their vagina gets puffy. Not their vagina. What's their actual vulva? The skin on the outside of the vagina gets puffy.
It is a vagina.
Okay, well I don't have a vagina, so I don't know.
A VJJ is...
a VJJ, right? It just gets puffy. You know, the skin around it gets swollen. Blood leaks from it.
What do they... I mean, because I know
Malodorous.
some people have seen some, like, clear fluid at times when they're bleeding. What is...
This is red.
Browns, yellows, like
Brown.
period blood.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally the dog's having its period. It
Okay.
happens every 6 months for the most part. Some dogs are 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
And I've seen them as irregular as every 2 months.
Oh, wow.
And you do that, you might have a little bit of an issue.
So you're about to draw the dog's blood objectively.
I have what's called a serum separator, and I have a syringe.
I'll show them with the serum separator. Where can you purchase this stuff?
Amazon, both of them.
Oh, so definitely the syringe. I got a box of them.
And I use a rubber glove for a tourniquet.
People, always keep your rubbers on deck.
So,
Latex. Powder.
and then I'll show you how to draw the blood, but once I draw the blood, I have a 1947 model. Pop her on out.
This thing looks like it was what made Frankenstein, to be clear.
Bro, look,
they
this
made-
is how I gotta keep it on. That shit worked though. I literally gotta do this to keep the top on.
Look at this thing right here. This says warning. Warning, we're old as hell, but you need to let us go.
Man, it still work. And I got the wondfro,
This is the
fine
one.
care, whatever you want to call it.
This is
I have serum, not the whole blood test.
okay.
They have the new test now. They just came out with whole blood. They're a lot more expensive though.
Okay, so explain, what does that mean? I have no clue.
When you draw blood out of the animal,
Yeah.
that's whole blood.
Yeah.
Once you put it in here and you separate it, the blood from the serum, this is a serum test.
Oh.
So for the people who don't know how to draw blood, great, and they can only get like a half a cc or a quarter of a cc, the whole blood ones would work better for you.
Oh, okay.
Well, because you're not that good at drawing blood when you first learn.
Clearly not. I mean, make you a little nervous. You're sweating. You're like, I don't want to hurt my dog. Dogs are resilient. They can take a lot. Just don't poke them to death, people.
Well, they don't have nerve endings in their arms as much as you do.
Yeah.
Now the problem you have to be careful of when drawing blood in the arm is blowing the vein out. And you'll see a big hematoma, I think that's the word.
Yeah. Hematoma's a
You'll
bruise.
see a big old knot because you blew the vein out.
Jesus.
And there's some tricks to that. Taking the tourniquet off before you take the syringe out.
Okay. Well, let's get that dog in here so we can see what this look like. Is that okay? Let's get that going, people.
Okay, so you want to do it right here?
Yeah, why not?
I'm not
Leash.
the
You took
best.
away.
I'm not the worst.
You took the
I'm
leash.
medium.
You took the leash.
He worked at the vet forever, so he's better at drawing blood. But he's also the best at holding the dog, and I like to.
It's a 2 for. It's a 2 for 2. It's like a 1 for 2, 2 for 2. Oh my. What would be your best advice to people who are drawing blood, though? Oh, there we go. Oh, this is the dog. I thought it was the one outside.
No, she was outside.
No, the one I was outside with the chocolate one.
Oh,
This is Drusilla.
if you don't know what you're doing, I recommend 2 people.
Yeah.
And what you can do it in the vein.
Some people do in the jugular.
In the jugular. If you don't know what you're doing, I would tell you to do the
I
arm.
bet I can do it. I feel it right now.
So you look for the V, follow the V. See the V comes up, V goes down, V goes back up. It's right here somewhere. I don't do the jugular, I do the arm. So you take the tourniquet or whatever you want to use. I use a actual rubber glove. She's getting a little stage fright.
Sure.
Above the elbow. Tie it off.
Above the elbow, people.
Yes. Now here's what I do. I grab the skin with your thumb from the inside of the arm, rotate it out, and there's the vein.
Oh wow.
Also, you want to make sure that you kind of do this before.
And then you're not gonna be able to see it.
No, but
there's a point to a
It's like
needle.
a bevel.
You just gotta make sure that it's pointed down.
Uh-oh. Come on, Gina, don't mess this up.
No pressure.
No pressure. No, oh, I'm tripping. I'm looking at Gina. I'm watching what she's doing.
Go towards your finger.
Chris's phone messing me up.
Don't blame it on this phone.
You're going the wrong direction.
Oh, is that something?
Nope.
No. Sorry, Mama.
So, it's here. You're on the. You always go this way, and you need to go that way, because that's what I'm doing. I'm rotating the vein. It's in my pocket. Right there.
Right here. Okay.
Yes. You put your thumb so you know where to go, and if she goes right next to her thumb, see it flashed, and boom.
What flashed?
There's a little tiny bit of
now
blood
do
right
not
there.
put your thumb on the needle,
Then do the glove. Then take out the.
and then you won't get a hemostat or whatever it's called. Hematoma. Boom. See?
Oh wow.
So some of the needles lock to the syringe. That's called a lure lock. We don't have any. These kinds suck, so they'll pop right out. So you have to be careful, because you can detach the syringe from the needle in the middle of a draw. And then these have a suction, so they pull it out by themselves.
Oh.
Boom.
Now you guys are about to spin that down and test it.
It has to set for like, I don't know, 15 minutes. And then we'll spin it for 5.
In room temperature?
Yeah, we just kind of set it on top of the centrifuge like this. And if you're doing more than one draw at a time, write the name down. You don't want to mess up.
You don't want the wrong dog. Oh, this one didn't get pregnant. Ain't that a shame? So stay tuned, people, because we're going to let that sit for 15 hot minutes, and then we're going to spin it for 5. That's 20 minutes total. And then we're going to let you know what the verdict is, if she's a horny hobbit ready to go or not. Here we go. Listen, people, he's going to tell you the trick.
Drawing blood, there's some tricks. Dogs who have thin skin is a lot easier. Dogs that are fatter are harder.
You know what's crazy though is somebody didn't know this when I told them about the layers of the skin. Somebody didn't know that dogs had adipose tissue, and adipose tissue alone is fat tissue under the skin, of course, and it's why people stay insulated.
Bulldog.
Yeah. So what he's saying, that people, it's a real thing. Think vascular, not so vascular.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Like the tighter the skin, it's easier. The other thing is make sure your needle length is appropriate for the size animal you have. If you got a Frenchie and you got an 1.5 inch needle, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna go right through the the vein.
I like that. Hey, look, I didn't record. I recorded on the phone me doing it, but I like even that little trick that you said, which was basically instead of like poking, just literally pushing up into the vein versus, because I know somebody gets stabbed happy.
So I rest the needle across my hand, so I can just push with my thumb, because I've done it so many times.
Yeah.
And it's just easier for me. And I move my hand like this, not, you know what I mean? I ain't sticking.
You're not trying to kill the dog.
Yeah, I slowly push my hand up. That's
Look,
it.
and this is a centrifuge machine right now doing this thing. 15 minutes, sitting out getting the room temperature basically.
15 to 20 minutes is the textbook answer for this style. Some people have the mini centrifuge. I don't know
You don't know the what
protocol.
it says. Okay.
I don't know the protocol for that. I use serum separators because I'm not a really big fan of that tiny micro centrifuge that they be selling. That's probably, I would imagine Ruben uses this, not the tiny micro.
I haven't seen, but trust me, the same 30 videos that we got here, I'll be out there doing the same thing with him. Let's see what it looked like in this wondfro, man. This is magic right here, people. And that spins for 5 minutes, and it separates the blood, right?
Yeah, you'll see. You can't miss it. It's gonna have serum on. I like serum separators. They'll tell you not to use serum separators. I have never seen any.
Why did they say not to use them though?
I don't know. I think the vet tells you not to use them. I've used them all my time of doing dogs, and I like it easier. It just makes my life easier. You'll see why. Because sometimes, if there's too much fat in the blood, and you separate it, you'll get a jelly. And then you can't suck jelly up with the pipette.
Ooh.
So you have to put it, the trick is to put it in the freezer for a few seconds, like 30 seconds, take it out, shake it back up, and then spin it back again.
So you got to spin it twice when there's too much fat in the blood.
Well, if you don't have serum separators. With serum separators, I don't have to be so generous or so. It's wet over here. It's you'll see. I don't have to be so cautious with the blood. And see how it's separated, serum and blood.
Let's get to the light, please. Come over here so I can see. Oh, hold on, there we go. So they got white, you got clear. Then what's that top part?
So the gel in the center is what separates it.
Oh, the serum. So you put that in there?
No, it comes in the vial.
Oh, it's already at the bottom.
Yeah, it's in there when you buy them.
And so
dirty as hell, man.
So good. So look, that right there separated the blood, and what's at the top?
Serum.
Serum. Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now she told me about the serum you could put in eyeballs and what else?
Yeah, you can use it for newborn puppies. I use it for newborn puppies if the mom passes away, because colostrum is the thing that people use when the puppies are first born. That's what puppies use to seal their stomach.
Yeah.
So when you don't have
puppies use to seal their stomach, colostrum.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Here comes my son. So you
That's
need
the best. That's the best.
Thanks, Papa. And I don't know if there's a scientific way of doing this. This is how I do it.
Hey, look.
It gets the job done.
When it works, it works.
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to use the same pipette or same anything. I just do how I do it. And you drop it in here. This is their buffer solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what they tell you. Spin it around 10 times. Take the top off. And here's your test kit.
It's like a pregnancy test.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, right? I top the top because sometimes there's fluid at the top. And so a micro pipette has 2 stops. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. You're supposed to stop at the first one and collect up. I made a huge mistake one time. And then boom, put it right on the pregnancy test. You got me calling it a pregnancy test. And that's it, man. Put it in the machine.
That's the best.
Start. That's it. Wait 15 minutes and we'll get the answers.
Boom. And so you spent all that blood for a drop of serum?
Yeah.
That sound like Thanos, all that for a drop of blood.
Pretty much.
Oh man, stay tuned and we'll tell you the results. Now this was a dog again you believe was potentially started her cycle, or isn't he? And this, if you've not seen no blood, it could be a silent heat. Now is there something that you know that we don't know that creates a silent heat? Is there a way to prevent it? It's just like
Mother Nature as well. I don't know.
Luck of the draw, huh? It's like you
Smell something. Oh, it might be this.
So, alright, that's it, man.
So the verdict is in.
She's in heat. She's at 1.4.
Hold on. Okay. There we go.
She's real low though.
1.48. The dog never bled, according to Chris.
I mean, she's puffy.
But I mean, you put the Q-tip and everything up there to be clear, so he didn't see it.
No blood even.
No blood. So this was why, prime example, why having a machine, knowing how to take a little blood, could benefit you in your program. Because how old is this dog, for instance?
3.
She's 3 years old. How many times have you bred her?
Once.
One time.
No, she's 4.
This is off of behavior alone that he thought she might have been in heat.
And this is, again, people, you know I do a lot of behavior stuff in general, spending time with the dogs. Him and his wife got years and years of just like practicing, hey, understanding, reading, getting to know their dogs. Technology solves part of the problem. The time and energy is the other half of the equation. And then having access to the information is everything.
Experience.
That too. So here we are. And had you guys, I mean, this wouldn't be a setback if you didn't, find out. But is this a dog you guys hope to breed, or?
I mean, she's getting up there, so we've only had 1 litter off of her. She's nice. She's the dog I brought out and said that she had like the fattest ass in our whole place. And
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's important to breed her. I don't know. I mean, baby, who do you want to breed her to?
That American Bulldog.
So then, hey, real quick, talk about the things that you run the risk of as you turn around. I ain't even got the camera on you yet.
Medicine.
What are some of the risks that you run the longer you wait to breed your female as she gets up in age?
The side effects of waiting a little too long is you can take the risk of getting pyometria.
That's one big one. That's everything right there.
That is probably the largest one.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's like parvo to a dude trying to breed a dog.
A lot of people, they don't want to hear this, and a lot of people are they're gonna rip me for saying this. So you might want to make it your, what's it called at the top? Your toenail or
your toenail.
Thumbnail.
Look, I'll put this at the beginning of the episode. Yeah. That way they can say which part is he talking about.
Well, a used uterus is a healthy uterus.
Why would they rip you for that?
Because, you want to overbreed. No, that's not what I said. When you're using it, use it. When you're not using it, remove it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That way they don't get sick.
That right there, that's scientifically, but if you don't use it, you lose it. You increase the risk of testicular cancer if you don't use that. All that stuff matters, people. Like, this is just science. This is humans, too. Yeah. It's like, why you think people get so grumpy and upset? They're out there killing folks. They ain't getting ain't getting none of that red box.
Yeah. So, I like to breed them around 2 to 3 years old.
Yeah.
Do 2 or 3 of them in a row. That way they're done.
Done saying I'm done playing.
And we find them a home. So,
but not only that though, a 40-year-old having a kid versus a 20-year-old having a kid.
Yeah.
I did
your
both.
body can recuperate
I had
better.
a son really young. It was easy. I had energy. I was healthy. It was easy. I had kids when I was like 32. Ain't the same. It was like 17 or 32. Ain't the same. Breed them young.
But that's not that young. We won't say young. Young is not that young. 2 years, the dog for the most part is fully developed in a good way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
depending on the breed.
Depending on the breed, exactly. You want to give it time, but 2 is ideal in my opinion. And anything.
Do 2, breed them 3 times, and adopt them out.
Yeah, and so look, and that means I tell people if you can't have all your breedings done on a female by 4 years old, everybody should be done.
Right.
In my opinion, that's just my opinion.
I like to have them in their homes by 3, so.
Yeah, see,
we were moving, we had so many dogs, we didn't want to breed everybody.
And a lot of times when you get to this level of the program, to be clear, people, you don't have to breed the dog 4 times. It's like we're breeding to solve a problem or build. So it's like, we got 2 breedings, we got to move on.
Yeah, I've bred dogs 1 time and put them in a kennel.
That's it. It's just you got to breed and move on. So, anywho, guys, you just learned, oh Lord, how to pay attention to the refrigerator.
Bro, it just came all out at once.
When you are getting ice for your drink. And even more importantly, how to draw blood. We drew blood in this episode. We talked a little bit about
progesterone, pyometra.
Well, we didn't go into detail about pyometra. So, real quick, reverse pyometra.
Reverse?
I mean, my bad.
Open, close.
Open and close. There we go. I'm tripping. What's the difference? Walk them through that real quick and why that's so detrimental to a program.
I'll tell you since you want to make
there
that
you go.
face.
Go ahead.
Open pyometria is the cervix is still open, I guess, so the infection can flow out, and it's not as dangerous. The closed pyometria, you're just sitting on a lot of infection going out into the body. The dog becomes septic. Do I look at you or the camera?
It don't matter. I'm taller than the people, so that's why she's looking up.
Nah.
Yeah, no.
So once the dog becomes septic, it is really. I mean, there are crazy things that we've done without spaying, like without doing the emergency spay.
And that's with the closed pyometria.
Yes, there's way to save a dog, but it's just like, do you have that relationship with your vet? If the dog were to die, would your vet feel comfortable that you wouldn't try to get him in trouble? You know what I mean? If you have a great relationship, your vet might be willing to do more than the usual, like, oh, she's got pyometria, let's just spay her.
Yeah, that's the one go-to right there. It's like, fix her, shut down shop. You're like, but there's another way. And to be clear, a buddy of mine, I did a live with him. He found another way for 2 reasons, and this is something to be mindful of. His dog had a grade 4 heart murmur. So even if they put her down, the vet said it's just too great of a risk to put her to sleep and do the surgery on the open pyometria.
Oh.
So they were like, we got to give her medicine, and he found a natural remedy that worked. But they said put her down, not even for just the pyometria. They said you got to put her down because she really, it's too high risk because it's only 6 levels to a heart murmur or heart problem, to say the least. And she's on heart medication till the day she dies. And
So
it was a 4,000.
Even like.
They said they weren't. They said they wasn't gonna take the risk. They wasn't gonna take the risk. That was so he was like, he was pissed for one because he spent $4,000 on this bully that he can't breed, and so he was in disarray.
Well, yeah, find a breeder that you can work with that understands and takes responsibility for their products. So
that part too. Now the beauty about it is we'll talk about that in another episode. But I will say this: the guy did tell my buddy, and he said, "Look, she's got a grade 2." and you can roll the dice. So he gave him, instead of $8,000 female, it turned into a $4,000 female, and then it progressively got worse real quick.
Oh.
And so once he seen a heart specialist, it was over. They was like, yo, she got a grade 4. Grade 3 and above, you're running the risk, period, of a lot of things. So, at anywho, people, stay tuned. Take care of your dogs. Like, subscribe, share. Hopefully this helped. That's it. That's all.
Ooh, this is good.